Don't you know what you're wearing? You're holding this. Don't you know what it is? It's my freedom to wear any clothes. It's none of your business. Freedom, right? I'll let you wear it. The 5,000-year history of China is destroyed by you guys. What's wrong with me wearing a Japanese kimono? What's wrong with me dancing a Japanese dance? What's it to you? A dama rushed forward and asked loudly, "What are you doing? Dancing on the street dressed like this? Have you considered other people's feelings?" The dama was very emotional, and the uncles around also quickly gathered. Everyone expressed their dissatisfaction. "You think this is beautiful? Are you Chinese?" The dama scolded the two girls, but the girls replied, "What's wrong with me wearing a kimono? What's wrong with me dancing Japanese dance? What's it to you?" Many young people in China are little pinks. They have not experienced the Cultural Revolution or the June 4th incident. In other words, they have never tasted the iron fist of socialism. On the contrary, what they have witnessed from birth to growth is the prosperity brought about by China's economic growth. Due to their lack of experience and the lack of freedom of speech in China, they are unable to perceive the darkness and cost beneath such a kind of prosperity. In addition, the excessive nationalist education and brainwashing by the CCP caused these young people to be unable to distinguish right from wrong, and to have intensely narrow nationalist tendencies. They consider themselves patriotic, hostile to Japan, and consider Taiwan a province of China. They also cause trouble when they go overseas. Recently, a Chinese man even urinated next to the elevator in a Singapore subway station, bringing shame to the world. Let's talk about the topic of China's little pinks today. But before we do, we would like to invite you to subscribe. Your support is our greatest motivation and allows us to bring you more valuable content. Now, moving on. The Chinese Communist Party authorities have opened a visa-free policy for South Koreans. Many little pinks in Shanghai formed groups to drive luxury cars on the streets. They intend to show off their wealth to South Koreans, but the latter finds it somewhat beyond understanding. Look, teams of luxury cars are driving through the streets of Shanghai, attracting the attention of passers-by. It's said that this is the youth, both men and women in Shanghai, who are showing off to Korean tourists, saying the Koreans can broaden their horizons. Some supercar fleets even implement a 3-shift system to ensure that luxury cars are on the streets 24 hours a day. In one of the luxury cars, one child leaned his head out and sang the CCP's national anthem loudly. Some netizens revealed that not all of those driving the cars are Shanghai's rich second generation. Some of them are little pink, self-media anchors who drive rented luxury cars. Koreans who come to Shanghai to stay at the Disney Hotel, which costs $400 a night, eat at high-end restaurants with a night view of the Bund, which costs $68 a person, and take taxis without even looking at the price. They bought the wrong Disney tickets. That is, their tickets were directly purchased from scalpers at double the price. These Koreans didn't feel bad and even called it a bargain. Do you think they don't know how to enjoy life? Although prices in Shanghai are high, they are still far behind Seoul. The per capita income in South Korea is 3 times that of China. Even if you spend money on a plane ticket to Shanghai, China, the consumption is still very cost-effective. This is also the reason why our country grants them visa-free policy, hoping to boost our increasingly weak consumption. However, after arriving in Shanghai, the Koreans discovered that Shanghai gentlemen were showing off their wealth. Chinese internet celebrities were taking photos in front of their faces, and the internet is full of sarcasm and ridicule about how shabby Koreans were. In a scene like this, would they visit again for a second time? Moreover, passing by the luxury cars on the street are tired-looking delivery boys, college graduates who can't find jobs, and poor people in simple clothes. Is this kind of showing off and ridicule meant to keep up appearances, or to make them laugh at us? The incident sparked heated discussions on Korean social media. Many Koreans commented, "Superficial and incomprehensible." Some Koreans said that many Chinese children cannot even afford medical treatment, so what is the point of showing off these luxury cars? Many mainland Chinese netizens also criticized these little pinks, believing that they brought shame to the Chinese people. Some netizens commented, "This is a manifestation of extreme inferiority complex," and using a false sense of superiority to cover up inferiority complex. Under the education of the Chinese Communist Party authorities, little pinks are hostile to the Japanese people. Recently, a Chinese internet celebrity made a video called A Day at Work describing the scene of working in a bento factory in Sendai, Japan. In this video, most of the dishes are Chinese cuisine, including mapo tofu, fried noodles, etc. Many of the employees are Chinese and busy preparing and packaging the dishes. We start to get busy at 9:30 in the morning with the first pot of mapo tofu. Host, why do you choose this dubbing? It's so ugly. After doing this and that, continue to package the food. Look at our products, don't they look delicious? Why don't you give the Japanese some medicine? These young ladies work very quickly. Just hold on a little longer and they will be done. You are ready for lunch after just starting to work. That is no future. I finally finished my work at 1 p.m. I'm so happy and can eat now. In the video, the AI narrator suddenly said, "Why don't you give the Japanese some medicine?" After this video was broadcast, local Japanese people became nervous, fearing that they would eat problematic bento boxes. Moreover, it can be seen in the video that some employees pulled down their masks while working, which may raise concerns about hygiene and safety. Some employees even bring prohibited items such as mobile phones into the workshop without permission. In response, the Sendai city government responded on the 16th of this month that it's tracing the exact location of the factory in the video and will further investigate whether there are any violations. The so-called patriotic education implemented by the CCP requires Chinese people never to forget the hatred of Japan's militarist invasion of China. As a result, a large number of little pinks have been cultivated who harbor national hatred and family resentment towards Japan. Some people think that Chinese people are unpatriotic when they see them wearing kimonos on the street. On April 27th last year, 2 girls in Chongqing City were dancing and filming videos in kimonos in front of the expo hall on Nanbin Road. Onlookers expressed their anger, and this provoked a physical encounter. 2 women were dancing, attracting many passersby to stop and watch. Suddenly, a middle-aged woman rushed forward and angrily scolded the girls for being shameful. Someone also shouted that they were spies and demanded to see their ID. The man accompanying the 2 ladies stepped forward, trying to ease the atmosphere, claiming he was also Chinese. Unexpectedly, a passerby pushed him away, and a scuffle broke out at the scene, making the atmosphere more and more tense. Then, one of the women called the police. The police arrived and took the woman in the kimono and her group away. The next day, the police said the problem had been properly handled, but the specific details could not be disclosed. This incident sparked heated discussion among netizens, with some netizens believing that xenophobia is a sign of lack of confidence and you should allow other people to wear kimonos. There are also such opinions like, in Chongqing you can go without clothes, but you can't wear a kimono. The communist government also brainwashes the people, saying that Taiwan is part of China. Indeed, the CCP always wants to annex Taiwan. China's State Council has issued the document, National Comprehensive Three-Dimensional Transportation Network Planning Outline, proposing China's transportation construction vision from 2021 to 2035, including a high-speed railway from Fuzhou to Taipei. Taipei is the capital of Taiwan, the Republic of China. The CCP authorities envision 3 routes for the cross-strait channel, the Northern Line, the Central Line, and the Southern Line. The northern route is from Dongao Village in Pingtong County, Fujian Province, to Nanliu Fishing Port in Hsinchu City, Taiwan. The water depth in this area is relatively shallow, and no earthquakes exceeding magnitude 7 have occurred in history. It is the first choice generally recognized by experts. After the news was exposed, it quickly triggered discussions among a large number of little pinks, who said, "Take the high-speed rail to Taipei in 2035 and look forward to this day coming soon." Many little pinks posted videos reveling in beautiful dreams. There are many videos like taking the high-speed rail to Taiwan on Chinese social platforms. Across the street is the Kinmen Islands of Taiwan province. Everyone already knows that it will be possible to take the high-speed rail to Taiwan in the near future. So, do you know where the high-speed rail starts from, passes through, and finally arrives in Taiwan? Come and take a look quickly. Will it pass by your hometown? The Beijing-Taipei high-speed railway starts from the capital, Beijing, and goes all the way south to Taipei. It passes through Tianjin, Hebei, Shandong, Jiangsu, Anhui, Jiangxi, and Fujian a total of 9 provinces and 55 stations, about 2,130 kilometers, and the whole journey takes 12 hours. Have breakfast in Beijing in the morning and eat dinner in Taipei in the evening. On this journey across mountains and seas, we can see mountains, hills, plains, the Yellow River, the Yangtze River, and the sea, and our motherland's magnificent rivers and mountains are in full view. Mainland netizens discovered on Baidu Maps that a Beijing-Taiwan high-speed rail route map had appeared, showing that it would only take 46 minutes and $1.40 to get from Fuzhou City to Taipei by taking this high-speed rail. The Mainland Affairs Council of the Taiwan government said that mainland China's plan to build a high-speed rail line from the mainland to Taipei involves not only construction engineering technology, operational safety and operating costs, but also complex issues such as national security, public opinion, and cross-strait interaction. It's not something that could be planned based on mainland China's statement. Regarding China's plan, a Taiwanese netizen said, "I saw this news while eating and I laughed and spit out my food. Have the Taiwanese agreed? I really admire the CCP's imagination." More rational Chinese netizens said, "China's economy has declined in recent years. Who will pay for the 1 billion? Can the party pay? If there is money, we can give it to the people. If it's to be built to Taiwan, will the Taiwanese agree?" Analysts believe that the main purpose of the CCP proposing this high-speed rail is to test the public opinion in Taiwan. After the news is exposed, the little pinks are overjoyed. There are many such videos on mainland China's internet. Let's take a look. That is the cross-sea bridge that will lead to Taiwan in the future. It's a very important section of the Beijing-Taiwan Expressway. It's also the longest cross-sea bridge for both road and rail in the world. In the future, it will only take half a day to take the high-speed rail from here to Taiwan. Hours later, it's the Pingtan Strait Highway Rail Bridge. Sohu.com published an article last month titled, 40,000 engineers traveled to Taiwan to build high-speed rail, cross-sea bridge investment $1.6 billion. The article points out that this high-speed rail line runs from Pingtan, Fujian province to Taiwan, and in fact this bridge was conceived as early as the beginning of the 21st century, but China did not have enough strength to build it at that time. The development is constantly breaking through, and the construction of this bridge has gradually been put on the agenda. The bridge is scheduled to be officially opened in 2035. Now, the cross-sea bridge from Pingtan to Fuzhou has been completed. Many little pinks mistakenly think that the term cross-sea means crossing the Taiwan Strait. In fact, this bridge is a highway cross-sea bridge in Fuzhou City, Fujian province. Its starting point is in Fujian City, Fujian province, crossing the Haitan Strait, and its endpoint is in Pingtan County, Fujian province on Haitan Island. A Taiwanese netizen commented that the little pinks' behavior are like spitting into the air because the spit will land on their own faces. Someone wrote, "The cross-sea bridge connecting Hainan Island has not been built for more than 70 years. Are you happy to spit into the air every day?" The CCP continues to daydream. Don't wake up, you could have everything in your dreams. Recently, many tourist attractions in Taiwan have been vandalized with graffiti. On pavilions and signboards on the Ring Road and Longdao area of Lanyu Township, Taitung, the simplified Chinese characters, Taiwan Province of China, and other words were sprayed with white paint. The graffiti sites include Twin Lions Rock and Battleship Rock. So far, about 4 sites have been discovered, showing that the pro-communist culture spread by the Chinese Communist Party has spread to the territory of Taiwan, seriously provoking Taiwan's sovereignty and dignity. After receiving the report, Taiwanese police reviewed the surveillance footage and interviewed nearby residents to investigate and find out who was responsible. The Taitung Police Department stated on January 13th that randomly graffitiing on the streets and destroying the environment are illegal acts and called on the public not to defy the law because they may violate the Social Order Maintenance Act and the Waste Disposal Act. In addition, if the graffiti content involves false statements or threatening words, it may also violate the criminal law for defamation and intimidation, endangering safety. The little pinks not only cause trouble in Taiwan, but also make a fool of themselves in Singapore. A few days ago, a Chinese man urinated towards the subway elevator at Outram Park MRT station in Singapore and was arrested by the police on charges of public nuisance. It was found that the man's name was Li Go Rei, 41 years old. According to local laws, offenders who disrupt public order may be sentenced up to 3 months in prison and fined up to 2,000 Singapore dollars, about $1,460. Here are the details. A netizen posted on the Facebook group Complaint Singapore that at around 10 p.m. on January 10th, her friend saw a man urinating on the elevator handrail at exit 3 of Outram Park Station. The netizen said that one of them immediately went to the passenger service counter to report the incident, while others stayed at the scene to watch the man and were ready to confront him. The man suddenly felt that someone was observing him, so he left quickly. After he left, the netizen went forward to take a closer look and found that the entire escalator handrail was contaminated with his urine. The man was quickly arrested by police. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.